XRB to the moon will be able to take this one, but you know, you can do all the math you want. One thing is 100% certain: EU will lose for the first time today in this series.
There's no question about it. Making a movie, I like what they're doing. Radopi playing the Dark Archangel. That's going to give them a lot more offensive potential in this matchup. They're most likely going to be able to survive for a little while, so having that edge on damage is going to be very important.
Indeed, and Ludi gets catched in that kidney shot right now. He's in barefoot. He gets put into that ring of frost. They're looking to go offensive on the Z-Pi, get a lot of pressure. They use the Frozen Orb, but not the Dark Archangel yet, and Z-Pi still needs to use that Astral Shift. Full Fear comes out to Looney. It's very low on HP. He uses that Hellstone as well. They really want to survive, but he's just so low. They didn't even use that Dark Archangel. Looney now using that Incarnation. He's going to spam out those heals, being able to free to cast. And now, here's the Infernal Stuns coming out from Warwick's. The Fell Lord. Can we see a Vortex come out? Yeah, we do. It actually lands on Maru's Blink right there. A lot of pressure coming out with the Earthquakes as well. And this is what XRB to the moon want to do. They want Warwick's to use that Fell Lord, get those Thalkiel consumptions, and look to pressure and just get those Ice Blocks from Maru.
Yeah, not a bad start for making a movie. Big swap on his Z-Pi. He trinkets out of the Smoke Bomb into the Cheap Shot, though. Can they get the damage? Dark Archangel going to be used. Z-Pi managed to get away, but the Cheap Shot onto Looney. Still crowd controlling him up. Can they get the Ring of Frost full blind into a Polymorph? The overlap. Looney able to easily trinket out of that. It wasn't really that bad, though. Maru was just going for the Polymorphs. Looney's able to escape. He used his trinket on the blind, which isn't a horrible trade, but now XRB to the moon have nothing left.
Indeed, they have nothing left, and they need to survive these goes from making a move, and he's going to have that Dark Archangel very soon. Maru still has that Icy Veins too, as well as that Frozen Orb. He could be looking to use that very soon. Z-Pi still doesn't have the Astral Shift or the triggers. They need to make a move now, and they're just not unable to. Maru and Radopi just buy the pit. Arakurlos looking for a re-stealth as well. Warwick's and Z-Pi just shine them down completely.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Just hide behind the pillars, save Radopi's mana, wait for your goes, wait for your DRs. Maru's going to be charging in, get some procs, big damage on the Z-Pi. There's a kidney shot. Looney responds with the Iron Bark immediately. Not bad, but no real offensive committed by making a movie. Dark Archangel's going to be off cooldown. Maru still has that clutch Icy Veins. They just need one good crowd control on Looney, and they can take Z-Pi down through that Astral Shift. It's going to be a matter if they can find that damage or not.
Indeed, making a move kind of just baited out the Iron Bark there. They saw it came out during that kidney shot to Z-Pi, so they popped nothing, and now they're going to wait again to just pop that trigger, the Dark Archangel and the Frozen Orb, and try and just completely crush him. But Z-Pi does have that Astral Shift. He doesn't have the Trinket though, so it's up to Acro to set it up and make that devastating swap, and it looks like they're trying to push in right now. Acrolos gets better. They're doing an excellent job kiting around XRB to the moon once again with their offensive defensive play. Acrolos trying to get a stun, but again, the positioning so good. Kidney shot onto Z-Pi. Here it is. The Icy Veins and the Dark Archangel is getting completely crushed, but Looney is able to heal it for now. The Astral Shift gets used. There was just no crowd control until Looney was able to free cast the heals and just about keep him up.
Can they get the follow-up CC? Cheap shot into cheap shot on Looney. Into the full ring. Z-Pi, he needs to kite. He needs to get away. Behind the pillar with the healing surge. Still has the gateway. Just going to be kiting away from Acro. Looney out of the crowd control now. Able to top off. Making a movie. They went all in there with no crowd control on Looney whatsoever. Luckily, he was able to heal through the damage. Z-Pi is going to be okay. But still, Looney a little bit behind on mana. He's been pre-healing a lot through this damage, making sure hots are on everyone. At some point, he's going to have to go for a drink.
Indeed, and he might need to get that drink now. It looks like he's maybe going to be able to. They get Maru super low with that Earthshock stun, and they force the Vim and Vigor off of Radopi as well. Maru forced into that first Ice Block, has to use the Cold Snap, and now they finally get those defensive cooldowns from making move the Raptor as well. Here's the Orb on the Z-Pi, though. They're trying to get a lot of pressure, but once again, Looney is just max range and keeping up those heals. No crowd control on him, but making a movie, maybe they're trying to out-dampen the dampeners.
Yeah, it seems like they're really just going for a damage strategy. Build up damage, do a big go, force Looney to use a lot of his mana, and because of that, he's slightly behind. But Radopi's mana is not doing great, though they still have the Dark Archangel. The Icy Veins not up for another minute and a half, and Z-Pi will have the Astral Shift for that. So this isn't looking too bad for XRB. They just need to do a solid game defensively, making sure Looney doesn't run out of mana. Another go looking like it's going to be coming from making a movie onto Z-Pi, but still no CC committed onto Looney.
Indeed, making a movie need to make something happen soon because they're kind of just getting away playing defensively. There's a Smoke Bomb onto Z-Pi. He has the Trinket if needed. The beautiful Infernal Stun coming out from Warwick's there, and the Fell Lord go as well. Not only is he getting so much pressure right now, it forces out that pain pressure, but a kidney swap onto Looney. I think this could just be it. He's getting crushed. He's getting put into a cheap shot again. Maru gets feared, but it's not enough. That was an absurd amount of damage coming from making a movie indeed, swapping to Looney, and they're going to take that first game.
That was such a nice swap, forcing Looney to overextend his healing over onto Z-Pi and eventually just catching him in that kidney shot and taking him out. They really tricked him with that smoke bomb.
You know, the other thing that I gotta mention, right? This is such a hard comp to play in land. That's something that we've talked about. Rogue Mage, very hard to play. A lot of that is going to be because of the rogue. It is not the easiest thing to play, and ultimately we do see a cross kill come out here. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second, because there's a cross kill, and Radopi going to be locked out here. We're going to see another shear to follow that up. Radopi looking a little scared here. Walrix and Zeepai trying to tear on in.
Yeah, Radopi needs to hold on just a little bit longer. Zeepai with the Astral Shift's going to be denying some of this damage, but if Radopi can just get out a little healing, ultimately Zeepai will fall to Acro. Nice crowd control though. Fear's coming in from Walrix to keep him alive. Full Hex on Radopi. Acro has nothing left but a pillar, and that pillar should be enough for him to survive against these wizards. Zeepai's going to be running away, trying to get those heals on himself, but if Aggro connects with a full stun, there's the blind, just really trying to set him up. Joe, I'm scared for Zeepai.
Indeed, I'm scared for him too, because I think at this point, all making a movie really needs to do is survive right now. Marapai is very low on mana, but Zeepai should ultimately fall. He doesn't have a healer. Warriors can only fear for so long. He's just going to get crushed. He doesn't have the Astral Shift. Acrolos connected some damage. Uses that Cloak offensive. He wants to get a kill. Beautiful stun from Wooks. They're doing everything they possibly can. A Fell Lord comes out as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And I think eventually and inevitably, Zeepai falls down.
I got my blood pumping for a second there. But back to kind of the main thought I was having here is that making a movie, they are playing a composition that has traditionally struggled on the LAN environment due to the lack of add-ons. It is very difficult for a rogue to be able to do everything in the LAN environment. Acrolaws, on top of that, this is his first LAN. And Zico, I feel like he is really just showing up in a huge way.
Absolutely. He's been doing a phenomenal job for his team. And you can tell it's not just Acro, but Acro and Maro, they seem to have really good synergy with when they go and who they choose to go on. They like to do these bait setups where they go onto Zeepai and they make it look like they're going to commit. Looney preemptively Ironbarks, and then Maro just sheeps him. They run away, then they wait, and then they get their DRs, they stack up the damage, and then you try to do a big one-shot. And these opportunities, and then of course the ending of the game as well, where they smoke bomb Zeepai, so Looney is gonna panic. And
like they were just willing to go with damage. They didn't necessarily need big CC chains on Looney. They were just putting damage in the right places at the right time, and that really forced XRB into a defensive position.
It definitely did, and this is also one of the reasons that we really keep bringing up the fact that this is the last tournament of Legion. We expect to see these guys totally skill-capped. Now, how can XRB try to change their path to victory going in those racial abilities? But now we are going to see making a movie leading by one headed into Dalaran Sewers. How will XRB decide to play this one?
All right, I think they're going to be just pretty much tunneling Mara the entire game. It could depend on Rapai's choice if he chooses that Vim and Vigor, but they're also going to be playing those Orcs. Now, having Orc Relentless means it's going to be very difficult for the Subtlety Rogue to get a lot of pressure, since all of those stuns will be heavily reduced. And I think XRB to the moon are looking very good. They're just going to get Kidney Shot onto Looney, and once again, he is playing that Orc Relentless. It's very short. They get the Chief Shots on this Zeepai, a full sheep on the Looney, pressuring Zeepai a lot now. He may need to use a cooldown. He hasn't used anything just yet. He gets really low. There's the anti-magic shell comes out. Blizzard trying to get pressure on the Mara right now as well, stunning him up. A full blind onto Looney once again. Won't be able to trinket out of that, so Zeepai could be in a lot of trouble then, Ricky.
Yeah, gonna be no follow-up sap though. He should be able to heal Zeepai through this damage. Maro getting very aggressive here with that frozen ore, but Zeepai is gonna be running line of sighting, allowing Looney an opportunity to really top him off, and that is going to be the goal for XRB to the moon. Just deny the damage, play the clock, try to out-mana Radopi, but so far Radopi is doing quite well.
Indeed, he is doing well. He's playing with that normal Archangel now instead of the Dark Archangel, so he's going to be able to have pretty much good mana gen the entire game. A counterspell against Landlord Looney, well played by Mara there. He's getting bursted down himself. He has to use that Ice Block immediately. That was a crazy amount of burst damage coming from Zeepai and Blizzo.
Yeah, nice swap over onto Radopi as well, knocking off that Vim, so his healing's going to be reduced. Radopi realizing the situation, pops the Raptor. He does not want to fall behind against his team, needs to top off Maro so they can get aggressive. Seems like Maro trying to do the best he can, putting pressure onto Zeepai. I like that strategy because it makes it difficult for Looney. Who does he keep the Earth Shield on? Puts the Earth Shield on Zeepai. Now they make a swap over on him. Big pressure coming in from making a movie as Looney gets lower and lower, but he still has the... Actually doesn't have the Astral Shift. This is actually kind of a scary moment. I think he actually fake cast a Shadow Step kick there. Finally, Looney's able to connect some heals and ultimately survives.
That was a great fake there by Looney. If he got kicked there, the most likely would have been the Spirit Link or his life right now. A bomb go onto Zeepai. He has the trinket if needed and the Icebound Fortune, but he looks relatively fine. Looney's free to keep him alive, and Blizzard with the pills as well. The touch of Jeffco as well on Mara, but he just temporal shields that's going to negate the damage of it completely. And a full sheep on the Blizzo on his Stormer for fire. They're just kind of negating the pressure from both teams here.
Once again, split strategy coming in. There is the Earth Shield on Looney. Are they going to go for Zipa if they can get any CC on Looney? Kidney shot potentially into a fear. It looks like Zipa is the target of choice, but a preemptive AMS going to deny all of that incoming damage. That was a really nice setup by making a movie, but unfortunately for them, XRB read the situation. Zipa was ready, and he's running away.
Indeed, he Wraith walks out of there completely. He knows Looney gets caught into a sheep, and the AMS falls, so he just wants to play to live right now, play for that mana game. But Radapai and Looney are pretty. Actually, Radapai is a little bit ahead of mana, so Blizzard and Zipa need to try and force that second block to put a lot of pressure on the Mara. And there's the grip go on him into a Fist of Fury, and there's that second ice block we were talking about, and that's going to put a huge amount of pressure on him making a movie. Mara's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he absolutely is. The thing is, he still has his Icy Veins available. If they can get one nice setup on the Looney, they might be able to take him down, but Zipa just sitting on that AMZ, going to have that available. Zipa getting a little bit low right now. Nice swap coming in for making a movie with the blind. Do they have any follow-up? Maro looking for the Ring of Frost. He manages to land it. Zipa uses the AMZ on himself. That's the Icy Veins. Do they have the damage to take him down? Corpse Shield might be enough, but he's out of line of sight of Looney. Still able to heal himself. The Spirit Link from downtown for Looney, ultimately going to keep Zipa alive.
That Spirit Link was absolutely absurd. It just about caught Zipa and Blizzard, and it's going to keep them alive for now. He's still around half HP, and Looney needs to top him up. Needs to deal with that counter. Mara in a lot of trouble. The Pain Suppression comes out now. That's the last key defensive for quite some time. He has the Temporal Shields, but nothing significant to keep him alive. The sap on the Radapai, they're just going to try and go through this Temporal Shield right now. Blizzo has the Touch of Death very soon as well. This could be the kill on the Mara very soon.
Yep, still good pressure on Amaro, but like you said, no ice block for quite some time. Full sweep on Looney. Here we go. Once again on to Zipa. He uses the AMS preemptively again, denying that Frozen Orb damage. Leg sweep on Acro and Maro, though. Blizzo's doing everything he can to keep him alive, but they just can't find the damage onto Zipa. He's going to be completely fine. And once again, making a movie, forced to default back to that split strategy, but Radapai is running out of time with his mana bar.
Indeed, Blizzard doing an extra job defensively now on the Windwalker as well. They stun Radapai's Trinket on that paralysis there. Mara has his Trinket soon. He still needs 3 minutes for that ice block, and I'm not sure if it's going to live to see that, because we're going to be pushing into dampening soon as well. No huge defensive corners for that, and Zipa and Blizzard are on top of Mara. The kidney shot to Looney. They need to make something happen right now. A beautiful grip comes in from Zipa, but Looney tries to gust the win away from that fear. If they can follow up, they'll be in trouble, but they look very good. Zipa Wraith walks to the pillar, and they're playing defensively superb.
Yep, there's no question about it. Zipa knows when he's in trouble, and he's able to escape for Looney to heal him back up. That Icy Veins really is that critical cooldown, but the problem is, against an Unholy Death Knight, they'll always have that AMZ to trade out in order to keep them alive. Interrupt over on the Looney. Good pressure on the Zipa once again. Has to use the AMS, but he gets topped off so quickly. Maro looking for a Polymorph, unfortunately gets interrupted there, and now Zipa and Blizzo able to reconnect.
Looney uses that Urban Shield Tome onto himself, so no shenanigans coming out from Acrolos onto him right now. Blizzard and Zipa just pushing in onto Mara. Blizzard gets sheep downstairs. I don't think they're going to make a swap onto him. He still has that touch of karma. Kidney shot onto Looney. Will Mara be able to push him for that sheep? Radapai trying to push him for it, but they use a blind instead. They're trying to pressure Zipa. The anti-magic zone comes out, and this was the situation that nearly got him off now, and he might just go down through the anti-magic zone. He tries to jump down, but he goes down, and making a move, you're able to find that win condition just pretty much on Zipa the entire game, and they go 2-0 up.
They're looking absolutely insane here as well.
This is the first time I think we've actually seen them beat a Windwalker DK setup like that. Normally they go down to that Unholy Death Knight Windwalker DK, but they are playing it so phenomenally. I'm very impressed with this team.
And keep in mind, Windwalker DK is one of the comps, like when we got here and we were like, oh my god, it's so good on land, it's so good on land. Rogue Mage is cursed on land. It's absolutely terrible on land 90% of the time, and now they're just looking bonkers. They were doing so well, and all of a sudden, we really are, we gotta say, making a movie is looking like one of the teams that can really go for a deep run here.
I mean, making a movie with no add-ons, keep that in mind. They did such an insane triple CC at the end there. They fear up Blizzo on that Monk, then they get a full blind onto Looney. They get a stun onto Zipa. Maro gets a full ring out of the blind as well onto Looney, and it's a complete 3-on-1 for the majority of that kill duration.
I think making a movie are doing this so well because they're doing those goes kind of every 30 seconds, as they said, just pretty much every 30 seconds, make sure that the stun DRs are up so they can just control the goes every 30 seconds.
They should just pick the LSD. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna hold my thoughts there.
All right, making a movie. They can close it out here and send XRB down to the lower portion of the bracket.
Yeah, going to be complete mirror of last game. No trinket changes for either side of these teams making a movie. They're going to have to do the setup. So once again, Acro sitting on Looney really forces him to make hard decisions in these matchups. So I think making a movie is bringing the right strategy. XRB just has to deflect a little bit longer than the last game.
The double leg sweep comes out, gets both those human rages for Acro and Maro. They're trying to get offensive onto Zeepai right hand. Good peels from Blizzard and Zeepai using that anti-magic shell to mitigate some of that pressure, but no orb and no icy veins being committed yet, and they're still munching Zeepai right now. He's getting very low. Looney comes out of that fit, is going to be looking to top him off. Rapai also mind control and Blizzard just completely negating XRB to the Moon's opener, and are looking very good once again.
Yeah, Zeepai still has the trinket and Icebound Fortitude, so didn't commit too much in the opener. Looney every single defensive cooldown as well, making a movie, going to be pulling back once again. Split strategy implemented. Maro and Ratapai just trying to create as much pressure on Zeepai as possible, making a tough decision for Looney. Maro taking a little bit of damage, but he should be fine looking for the polymorph. With this map positioning, though, it's going to be really difficult for him to land that crowd control onto Looney.
Indeed, Looney just staying in the room, but a full blind now. They're making a swap onto Zeepai. Use that Icebound Fortitude and a Ray Fork defensively away to get out of that frozen orb, but they stop the Ring of Freeze, but they get the sap. Zeepai still in trouble. They're just going to kill him through this Icebound Fortitude. Maybe they break the sap. Looney's actually going to be able to heal Zeepai now, keep him top, but that was at the cost of that huge defensive cooldown.
Yep, so they traded out the blind for the Icebound Fortitude. Not the worst decision ever, but the map positioning makes it so difficult. Once again, nice setup coming in from Blizzo with that grip. Big pressure on the Ratapai. Maybe they just go all in at this point, but Looney's just hiding out of line of sight. Still really good pressure on the Ratapai. I don't know if he was prepared for this. Archangel's going to be used. He gets interrupted. Rapture as well. Is he going to be able to hold on just a little bit longer? Here comes the purges from Looney, but a nice kidney shot from Acro will deny. And I think Ratapai might be able to survive this.
They could keep up the also. He still has the pain special. Use that Rapture Archangel to keep himself alive. Like you said, Looney was a bit behind, but he came out and then a kidney shot denying that purge pressure. Now a full sheep as well. Zeepai could be in trouble. Doesn't have that anti-magic zone or that Icebound Fortitude Fear comes down as well, but it looks like they're gonna be okay to survive right now.
Yeah, Blizzo and Zeepai, though, reconnecting on Ratapai. He trinkets out of that Asphyxia, just spamming out the Shadowmans. Maro's there to help as well. There's a full sheep on Blizzo. Looney nowhere to be found to get that Dispel. Acro really keeping him at bay, and that is so important. When Looney wants to get aggressive with the Dispels, with the offensive purges, if Acro can swap to him, deny that with the kidney shot, deny that with pressure, it's going to be big for making a movie to survive.
Indeed, and Rapai's position has been so good. He's pretty much 100 yards away from Looney, but then it's a setup. The grip leg sweep coming out onto Rapai. Doesn't have the trigger ready. The pain suppression is used. The touch of death is used as well. Blizzo still has that Storm, Earth, and Fire. Those are the last offensive calls for Rapai for about a minute as well. So there could be a huge opening to get a kill onto him.
Yep, Smoke Bomb available for Acro. There's the Icy Veins as well. Kidney shot on Looney, cheap shot on Blizzo. Whoa. Triple CC coming in. Big pressure on the Zeepai as he's caught into the stun lock. Can they take him down? AMS going to be used. No follow-up onto Looney, and now Zeepai and Looney able to safely retreat to the room. Maro unable to chase as Blizzo is denying him. He's putting out pressure where he can. Ratapai doesn't want to get too aggressive as he realizes he's very vulnerable.
Oh, the grip Fist of Fury actually gets missed on Rapai, but they use a stun. They're trying to do a go on the Blizzard, but it was a triple DR cheap shot, so it was a waste, but they did use the anti-magic zone as well. Blizzard was low on HP, still has that touch of karma. Rapai did use that trick as well, and once again, like you said, Ben, Blizzard is doing an excellent job peeling Maris, stopping those half sheeps, which is just keeping their team alive and looking well into ooming Rapai and winning the game eventually.
That was a big mistake from Zeepai. They need the AMZ. Here it is. Big pressure on Zeepai. Here's the Icy Veins. Everything they need to take him down. He needs to run. He needs to get away. Polymorph on the Looney. Can he manage to survive a little bit longer? Gets out of line of sight. Blizzo there to heal him up. Good peels from him as well as defensive play. Acro not able to get there with the disable route coming in from Blizzo. That was a good opportunity for making a movie. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize, but Zeepai could still be in some trouble. Looney not able to reconnect just yet. Finally able to get some heals out, and now looks like XRB to the moon wants to get aggressive once again.
Yeah, indeed. They stun Rapai. He doesn't have the trinket or the pain suppression, but they don't get too much pressure, and that's because Mara is on point with the sheeps, and now Ebonbolt comes flying. Now they make a swap on the Blizzard. He has no touch of karma. I don't know where it went. He used it earlier, and now he doesn't have that, so both Blizzard or Zeepai could be very vulnerable right now, and that's going to be a difficult situation for Looney to be put in.
Yeah, Blizzo and Zeepai looking like they want to get some pressure on tomorrow. I like the way they're playing it. Frozen Orb going to be dropped. I don't know how much effective damage that's going to be getting out, though. Big pressure on the Zeepai. Ice Nova connects as well. Death Grip over on the Ratify, denying that incoming fear. Very nicely done, keeping his healer out of crowd control, allowing him to survive a little longer. Maro still has both ice blocks, though. This pressure on Maro isn't that great, but Ratify almost completely tapped on mana once again. This is the situation XRB wants to find themselves in. They just need to hold on a little longer.
Yeah, there's the touch of death. Now they are committing to Ratify, and it could be that Vim and Vigor choice, but a Ring of Frost onto Looney. Blizzard could be in trouble. He doesn't have the touch of Karma. They're actually going on to Zeepai right now. He Wraith walks once again defensively, just getting out of line of sight of Mara and Ratify, just going to reduce that pressure, and Blizzo peeling Acrolos, who actually uses his Trinket on that Fist of the Fury, so there could be potential to go on in, but it looks like they're just going to gun down Ratify. He's completely out of mana. We're in a similar situation to the last game. The game will end very soon.
Yeah, Ratify trying to heal himself up with smites, as well as that powered barrier just denies some of that damage. We have just stuck into dampening right now. Clarity Will's coming out, incapacitate. Big swap over on Maro. This could be his first ice block. Maro should be fine, so they just need to hold on a little longer. Big swap onto Looney, though. AMZ's going to be dropped out, but that's not going to line up with Maro's next Icy Veins. I just don't know, Joe, if they can last another minute.
Indeed, Maro did a beautiful temporal shield to keep his ice blocks intact, and like you said, they still got two, but Ratify has no mana. If he's not able to get a drink, if Looney, Blizzard, and Zeepai are able to survive well defensively for the time being, they could be okay. Beautiful wind shield on that Everbolt from Looney coming in. Ratify completely oop. They just need to connect some damage. The Fist of Fury comes out onto Maro. It looks like they're gunning down for him. He does have those ice blocks to survive for now, but like I said, if Ratify doesn't get a drink, they won't be able to stabilize. And yeah, there's their first ice block.
Yeah, first ice block going to be forced out. Ratify just doesn't have the mana, like we said, to really heal through this damage. The XRB can keep up the pressure. They just need to hit anyone at this point. Just keep up the damage. Ebon Bolt going to be cast out by Maro. Uses the flurry on someone else, though. Looks like he wants to get some pressure over on a Looney, but Ratify into so much trouble. Pain suppression going to be used to deny some of that damage. Fist of Fury coming in from Blizzo. Zeepai and Blizzo might be able to close up this game, but it looks like Ratify is going to be able to get away in the nick of time. Nice Ring of Frost coming in from Maro.
Indeed, they're peeling all the best they can, buying Ratify time to top his stuff up, and Looney actually grounded that Everbolt. That was such a huge ground return from Looney, just showing how good he is, but he gets put into a kid, and they're making a swap onto Looney with that Frozen Orb right now, but beautiful paralysis onto Acrolos. Will it be enough? He uses that Astral Shift as well now to survive this onslaught, and XRB to the moon, even though making a move and running out of time, they still need to find those win conditions soon.
Yeah, making a movie is just so good at stalling out the game. They realize they're in a difficult spot. Zeepai now getting swapped to, and like I said, Maro has that Icy Veins up. They're able to get out the Icebound Fortitude. Another swap here over on the Ratify. He trades out the Trinket. He has the Rapture. He's just trying to deny some of that damage. Zeepai could be in some trouble as well, but Blizzo peeling up Maro, denying some of those incoming damage. But unfortunately for him, Looney is caught into the Polymorph. Big swap over on to Zeepai once again. Can they take him down? 3-0 XRB to the moon. XRB to the moon must be so frustrated. They want to take down Maro for Ratify, but he's doing such a good job keeping himself alive.
Indeed, they're tunneling him down right now. They stun him on the Rapture, and this could be it. They're getting a lot of pressure with this. They have the Fist of Fury to follow it up as well. I think Ratify will go down. Maro doing an excellent job peeling with these polymorphs. A Mind Freeze on the Shadow Mane. Ratify penances himself up. Blizzo trying to find the kill. They're playing defensively. They're just trying to survive. They kick him as well. Ratify on God mode once again to be able to survive here.
Yeah, Maro trying to kite, trying to peel up the team as much as he can. Acro now caught into the stun. No Trinket. This is going to be it for making a movie. How is Ratify going to heal through this? Death Grip into Fist of Fury, and that is it. XRB to the moon puts a point on the board.
That is going to be the first mile marker on a long road back for XRB to the moon. They are going to do it, but the question is, how are they going to do it in a reverse sweep? How are they going to do this 3 times in a row? I think that, like Ben said a little bit earlier, this series has been a little bit closer though than the scoreboard has indicated.
Absolutely, and I mean, we've seen it in both of the games that Making a Movie won. It was most definitely on the last setup that they could afford. They were definitely going to lose if that failed, and they managed to get that perfect setup and coordinate it and win it. Unfortunately for them, in this game, didn't quite work out for them. They tried to set up that big opportunity when there was no defense left on XRB, but Zeepai did a beautiful job kiting and using this map to his advantage. Now, my big question for XRB is, how easy is this to replicate? Because
Making a movie, be able to close it out here and send XRB to the moon, straight to the loser's bracket, or will XRB be able to extend this all the way to a game 5?
Tap on Blizzo. Acro's going to be charging in, looking for some damage on Walrick right away. Maro, it's still in invisibility. There's a massive invis looking for the sheep over on a Looney, trying to fake cast that grounding totem. There it is. Full polymorph on Looney, but Walrick's immediately jumping off. Acro looking to spread some damage over on Blizzo as well. Really spreading out that pressure. Interrupt going out on Maro. Nicely done denying some of that CC chain, but Ratapai's there for the full fear.
Indeed, Warwick's doing a beautiful spell like onto Maro, going to deny pressure and crowd control. The fear comes out to Looney, but their positioning is so good. They're able to peel. Missiles come out onto Blizzard. He used that Storm Weapon Fire, but is unable to get too much pressure. He stuns Maro though, getting a lot of damage out. He used that Human Ratio and that Temporal Shield to survive the onslaught. The kidney shot onto Looney, they could make a potential swamp to him. So much pressure coming out with this Vendetta. He's getting super low. Pops the Trinket, Astral Shift, and Ascenders, and he might die through! He gets so low, he pops that Spirit Link Totem now as well. I can't believe that was less than a fraction of percentage. Warwick's dropping low now as well. The pressure from Maro and Acro is absolutely insane.
Yeah, Looney needs some value on that Ascendance, but he gets fully blinded. Walrick now in a lot of trouble. He trinkets out, still has that unending resolve, but he jumps off. Acro's going to be chasing him. Immediate port from Walrick. Acro's kind of caught downstairs, but making a movie, that's a huge victory for them. They basically got every single defensive cooldown from their 2 targets in this matchup. Blizzo's going to be difficult to kill, so that doesn't really matter that he has his defensive left. They just need one clean setup onto Looney, and they can take him down.
Indeed, Looney has absolutely enough. The Astral Shift in 5 seconds is the only thing that he's going to have relatively soon. Everything has been used, but Maro getting caught. He needs to use that Ice Block right now. That was the touch of death from Blizzo. So much burst damage coming from him, and they've turned that around. Now Maro doesn't have the Ice Block. Kill opportunities on both sides, but a kidney shot onto Looney right now. He doesn't have the Earth Shield, I believe. He's in Ghost form. He pops the Earth Shield right now. A fear onto Blizzo as well. Warwick doing all he can to peel. He gets counterspelled. Maro doing so much pressure onto Looney. He keeps dropping lower and lower. Beautiful paralysis on the Acro Laws there. That buys time Looney to get those healing surges, and he's looking okay just for now. Warwick's getting soloed. He just about used that Hellstone as well to top himself off. So much damage coming from making a movie.
Yeah, Hellstone going to be used by Walrick. We've seen Maro put out huge pressure before on that Arcane Mage. Now a Hex over onto Ratipai. They're looking for damage on Maro. Big pressure coming in with that leg, but a nice life grip from Ratipai will deny that kill. Maro should ultimately be able to survive. XRB to the moon running out of time. There's the full kidney shot. Pre-Astral Shift by Looney. I don't think he's going to die through this, but this is still so scary. Nicely done by Looney. That's the only thing keeping him alive here. Able to get off some healing surges. Able to manage to survive a little bit longer through that Vendetta. That was all the offensive killing in from making a movie, but still, Blizzo and Walrick's rotting down.
Indeed, even though Looney played perfect for that situation, he still needs to keep them up, and his mana is getting even lower as well. Warwick has no Hailstone as well, just the Demonic Resolve, and he gets counterspelled on it. Maro trying to get some pressure. The Earth Shield's up on him now. Warwick and Blizzard trying to pressure Maro. They know that he has no Ice Block for quite some time. They know they need to try and finish him off, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to by the time Looney runs out of mana.
Yeah, Maro putting out good pressure on Blizzo and Walrick. Stun on Maro. There's a full blind on Looney. Maro in a lot of trouble though. Gets the Greater Invis off for his team, or the Mass Invis off for his team. Walrick jumps. There's a sap on Looney. Walrick caught into the cheap shot. He trinkets out, ports away. He should be fine for now, but Blizzo still could be in a little bit of trouble. There's a follow polymorph onto Looney as well. Incapacity coming in from Blizzo onto Acro to deny any more damage onto Looney. But if they can get a full stun on Looney, there's the kidney shot. Everyone from XRB to the moon is going to be rotting down.
Indeed, he has that Earth Shield preemptively on himself. Once again, Looney doing an excellent job reading those situations, those spots. Blizzard's really low there, and like you said, he's having a very difficult time keeping them alive. The Touch of Karma just about coming in the nick of time. Looney's going to have that Spirit Link and that Astral Shift ready, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. They're trying to kill Warwick's right now as well. They're getting a lot of pressure on Maro. Kidney shot and Warwick trying to deny him, but so much damage coming in on the Maro. He's so low. Ratipai triggered to try and heal him. Blizzo uses a leg sweep on him. The Vendetta comes out as well. Warwick uses that Demonic Resolve. Both teams going at it blood for blood. Full fear secured on the Ratipai right now. Maro is in so much trouble. If Blizzo connects, it could be the end of his life.
Maro just kiting like a god right now. Blizzo can't reconnect, but finally get there. Unfortunately for him, Ratipai's out of the crowd control. Kidney shot on Looney. Everyone rotting down from XRB, but Maro's in so much trouble. Power Shield connect. Full Fists of Fury will be enough for XRB to the moon to tie up this series 2-2.
Oh my goodness, we're going to a game 5 to determine it all here. Making a movie versus XRB to the moon, and what a game it was. Absolutely insane on both ends. Everybody looking like a kill target, like a viable kill target throughout that series. Joe, What on earth just happened there on both sides? How did they find so many good targets?
Every time these teams meet each other, it's just neck and neck to the very end, and it's proven in this series. Just every game, even the ones they lose, they're so close to winning every single match. And like I said, what Zico said, I like to commend them on picking this composition and kind of using that to their map advantage. Maybe seeing that there's Blade's Edge, so they have that up and down of the teleports with Blizzo and Warwick, so not really going to be very easy for them to get kill targets on them.
Just absolutely insane. I can't stop thinking about Morrow kiting in that situation. Really thought he almost made it out.
Nice opener right here, actually, where they managed to force every cooldown in the game from Looney. And at this point, when you have an opener like this, you have so much pressure. You can stay on Looney and you can switch between him and Warwick's all you want. And it all starts off with Acro dropping that kidney shot right there. And you can see here, Blizzo, he's already used his Paralyzed, and that's the only thing that usually can save your Shaman in this situation. You see here, everybody is clumped up behind this box here. Maru is going to be making his way there as well, and he has, of course, that Arcane Power available. And you can only really do this if you have Vanish as well. And Acro's going to do a good job with the Stun Lock as well. There's the Paralyzed. Actually, Acro trinkets out of that, and then he pops Evasion to avoid Blizzo's stun. So great job by Acro there. And then here, he gets a Garrote on that trinket. Looney
tournament all the way with Blizzo on that Windwalker as well. They're going to be pushing right in now. Rampai and Akrolos getting offensive. Warwick has that gateway to the big pillar there as well. That beautiful big gateway to be able to kite around, and that's what they're going to rely on to win with.
Yeah, Acro looking for some damage on Walrick right away, but I expect a big swap over on the Looney. Looney reads it, has Earth Shield on himself, and that is what Making a Movie is going to capitalize on. Full Sheep over on the Looney. Walrick could be in some trouble. He has a portal. He ports away to safety. Acro not really able to reconnect. Nice damage coming in from Blizzo, really punishing Morrow in this opener.
Indeed, using a lot of damage there with the Strike of the Winds, but they make a swap on the Blizzard right now, getting the Arcane Missile as well. He's going to roll away, teleport away as well. Looney puts that Earth Shield onto him, and compared to the other opener, they've had a much easier time just using that Healing Tide rather than everything Mara using the Arcane Missile as well. Rapai and Acrolos getting stunned right now by Blizzard. Blizzard's onto Rapai, trying to get rid of that Vim and Vigor maybe. Yeah,
no, it's good. I like the double stun. I like the pressure on the Rapai, full blind on Looney. Walrix immediately ports away though, doing such a good job kiting in this matchup. Acros lands the full sap, and immediately he's gone. Blizzo into the kidney shot though. They might be able to get his trinket karma here. Kidney shot might be enough, but Blizzo ultimately is going to be able to survive. Fortifying elixir is used, holds onto the trinket, holds onto the touch of karma, and that was the blind setup. They really didn't get anything.
Indeed, they pre-fortified Brood that go, but he's still very low on HP. Marrow low on HP as well. They both need to be very careful. He used that temporal shield as well as that mass invisibility. Blizzo's still very low. Looney having a hard time to keep him top. He gets put into the kidney as well. A swap onto Looney with the Vendetta right now. A paralysis used onto him. Looney and Blizzo once again both getting low, but the Ascendance comes out now as well as that Earth and Shield Tome to mitigate the Vendetta and the Arcane Power and to stabilize now.
Yep, they're going to be able to stabilize in this situation. Looney doing a good job. Full Hex now on a Ratapai. Morrow in some trouble. He only has one Ice Block, keep in mind, and he's forced into it. He's not going to have another Ice Block for quite some time. Good offensive pressure from XRB. Blizzo could be in a little trouble. He still has all his defensives incapacitated over on the Ratapai. Morrow not getting topped off. Ratapai finally able to find some heals. Now some pressure coming in from Acro onto Walrix, but really he should be okay.
The XRB to me are looking very good. Blizzo's still low HP though, but they don't have... Acrolos has 0 defensive coolers for quite some time. A full leg sweep on the Rapai. Looks like they're going for him. He trinkets out of that stun, uses that knock on the Storm Overfire. I like that knock from Rapai. That's very good. And he just swaps over to Acrolos, forces the human racial as well. Blizzo just forcing trinkets and human racials left, right, and center. Mara's still low as well. Warwick's and Blizzo pumping the pressure right now. Blizzo's still low though. The kidney swap onto Looney. They don't have the Vendetta though. They're getting a lot of pressure though. He Earth Shields now, but he might just die during those missiles. He pops that Earth Shield Tome and the Astral Shift and barely escapes from dying.
Yeah, Acro's going to have his blinding. A little bit of time here. If he can get Looney's trinket, they might be able to take him down. No trinket, no Astral Shift. There's a counterspell onto Looney. Blizzo in a little bit of trouble. They can force out the touch of karma. That's going to create another opening for them, but Warwick's very good defensive here, just spamming out the control on Morrow as well as Acro. Acro uses the Cloak of Shadows, looking for damage on the Blizzo. Finally able to force out that touch of karma. Like I said, now they can do a blind on the Looney, get his trinket, put some pressure on Blizzo, and then maybe do the all-in on Looney.
Indeed, and there's the swap onto him with that kidney shot, the Vendetta as well. They're getting a lot of pressure though right now onto Looney. He gets put into the Garai, might need to trinket Link, and that's exactly what happens at the same time. Blizzo double leg sweeps Mara and Acrolos. They force that pain suppression, they force the Rapture now as well. Both teams running out of fumes right now. Full blind onto Looney. Blizzo has absolutely nothing to survive. How is he going to do it? A beautiful gateway, though, that's keeping him alive right now. The Fuse spell as well. Maro getting low as well. Beautiful spell lock onto him. Somehow they live this situation when they should have really died.
Yeah, a Windwalker Monk with a gateway, going to be a very mobile class, and ultimately Blizzo uses that, able to get away, and unfortunately that setup for making a movie isn't going to be able to close out the game, but Looney still no Astral Shift, no Trinket, shot on Blizzo. Can they take him down? He trinkets! So much damage coming in from Maro. A clutch port from Blizzo, ultimately going to be able to survive. Good positioning from Looney, able to get those heals. Acro's able to reconnect, putting the same pressure on to Blizzo. It seems like Blizzo is the opening target that making a movie really needed in this matchup.
Indeed, Blizzard's just able to kite away. He has the stuns of Diddy. He's using that 4-5 brute. The double leg sweep comes out. A lot of pressure on the Rapide, but a lot of pressure on himself as well. The Sheeps onto Looney. If it gets out, he needs to be able to top it off. He has the healing tide if needed it, and it might be needed. He's just super low. The 4-5 brew comes out. He's so dangerously low. 5 seconds to the touch of Karma. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. He teleports again. He should be okay for now. He's going to have that touch of Karma. And now XRB to the mover looking pretty good, but he gets kidneyed. He doesn't have the trinket. Looney trying to keep him alive. He puts that Urban Shield to him right now. He may need to use that touch of Karma, and he does. The Vendetta was used to it. He puts that touch of Karma on the Ratapie, and now Blizzo will survive.
Yeah, no trinket, no touch of Karma though. Pressure out on the Ratapie. He doesn't have any defensive left that they can continue this pressure. I think he is going to be able to ultimately get away. Blizzo using the mobility to reconnect. Looney on top to get the offensive dispels out. Ratapie in a lot of trouble right now. Big pressure, touch of death going to be available for Blizzo as well. Nice double fear coming in from Ratapie, allowing him to top himself off. But Blizzo is the one that's going to be in so much trouble.
Indeed, they're reducing the pressure on Maro, looking for a sheep. He fakes the wind shear, but he gets spell locked by Warwick's. Beautiful play by Warwick's, going to deny that sheep, but it looks like Maro might be able to get off soon. Looney might have his wind shear. Blizzard's all over Ratapie right now. It's just keeping that Vim and Vigor off. He knows that he's Oom, but so is Looney. This game is still going very low. Maro's getting chunked down by Warwick's alone. He has to use a temporal shield. He has the ice block soon. The full counter spell to Looney, but Maro is getting completely decimated by Warwick's doing a lot of pressure. Blizzard's connecting now. He gets Fist of Fury, but Ratapie grips it. He's blinking away. Blizzard trying to gun him down right now. A defensive blind onto Warwick's might make them survive for now, but it will make them lack a kill later on.
Yeah, Ratapie cannot get that Vim back up. This is very important for XRB to continue this pressure. Now an incapacitate on Maro. You can see Blizzo changing his attention over onto Ratapie, trying to keep him low, but Ratapie manages to stabilize himself. We have 6% dampening right now. Double leg sweep coming in. Maro looking for the Polyforce, but just getting wind sheared over and over. XRB doing an excellent job denying him. Blizzo could be in some trouble, but the touch of Karma is going to be available in 3 seconds. Nice Fierce coming in from Wallach, really denying that damage.
He used that on the Vendetta. The Vendetta was up for around 9 seconds. If they can somehow survive for the next Vendetta, I think they could take down Blizzard because they'll get it back before that next touch of Karma. But right now, that's a very high mountain to climb because Ratapie once again is completely Oom. Doesn't have that Vim and Vigor, and in 9% dampening, I don't think he'll get it back. An evasion used by Acrolos. He trinkets the paralysis. They're trying to kill Looney now. They're in desperation pursuit right now, but Blizzard's on top of Ratapie. They force that pain suppression right now. That's the last offensive they have for quite some time. Maro dropping lows as well. Warwick's completely crushing everyone with that spread pressure. Ratapie triggering, but the DR leg sweep. He is so low on HP. Somehow he's still surviving. The kidney, but down he goes. Blizzard takes him out with that Storm Earth and Fire, and they have broken that row curse. They 3-2 making a movie and move on into that finals.
They do it in a reverse sweep.
Unbelievable.
That was a reverse sweep against a team that was putting so much pressure on, had so many opportunities where it looked like they were going to be able to take it. XRB, a squad that we were saying, it honestly looked like they had fallen off. They were one of the best teams at the beginning of the season, and now they're going to get a reverse sweep on the main stage. They are going to stay in the upper portion of the bracket, and they are looking absolutely next level. And then you look at making a movie going down to the lower portion of the bracket. That is not what you want if you're NA either. It is going to be very tough to get out of the lower portion of the bracket. Well played on every single side of that stage. Phenomenal series, one of the best series that we have seen today. Both of these teams just putting on a show for us. You couldn't ask for a better Game 5 than that.
This was such a... They go for the swap from Blizzo on his port back to Looney here. You see he's nice in the open. You see Maro here as well, has nice positioning where he's not going to be getting interrupted necessarily by Blizzo. And you can see everybody's going to have a nice setup here, and we can see the missiles are coming in. There's the barrage. A lot of damage coming out of Maro here with the Vendetta from Acro as well. Vanishes, sheep shot into the Garo. So perfect stun lock from Acro is going to force that trinket.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here on the side live with the one, the only Walrix off the back of a reverse sweep. What is going through your mind? That was one of the closest series I've ever seen. You were down 2-0. You bring it back.
Absolutely amazing series. Really proud of my team, and very nerve-wracking to sit on the sideline especially.
Yeah, it definitely was. But what really separates you from other Warlocks? We saw Rich kind of like, showboating you, saying your Thalkiel's consumptions were the biggest ones. But what is it about your Warlock play that you really identify yourself as?
I believe my defensive play is good for the most part, and really try to look for opportunities to get kills.
All right.
A comp that like allows you to.
All right. And then obviously you've been playing with Zeepai for a very, very long time, and your performance at LAN events has gotten better and better over the years, right? Not always starting at the best, but you're getting there. Do you feel like this roster now with Blizzo and Looney is the roster that you can make it all the way?
Yes, I think so. This is definitely the year for us, and I'm really looking to prove us all. And, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. This is Walrix's year. Back to you, Rich.
He said good defense.